Hey guys, welcome back to the show. And today I've got a couple of boys' toys, you can call it, and I wanted to share it with you guys. I bought a letter opener, a samurai, that I thought would be very fitting just to show this today. I found this in a gun shop in souvenir shop in Southend, and I just thought it'd be fitting to show it today because I'm going to be reviewing my Seiko samurai. Sorry, it's just a child in me, I have to say. But I picked up something a little bit more interesting than that, and I came across the Way of the Warrior, and it's a wolf knife. And those of you that know me very well, I'm a big fan of the Game of Thrones, and I just wanted to share this stunning knife that I bought. It's a pocket hunting knife, I have to say, and it really is. Look at that. Absolutely stunning, guys. What a cool thing. I mean, most people, I'm not a knife guy, to be honest with you guys, but I just wanted to share my new purchase, and I just love the craftsmanship on it. It looks absolutely stunning. I know absolutely nothing about knives, and I just love the way it looked aesthetically. So that's one of my new knife purchases. I hope you like it, guys. But let's get straight to the review of my Seiko Samurai. But before we do that, let's do a quick wristwatch check. I am wearing the Bulova Moonwatch, and I've got it on this brown leather Dyneema strap. Very cool indeed. I love this watch. But look at this knife. It's so cool. Look at the craftsmanship. Very cool indeed. Let's start the review of the Seiko Samurai Blue Lagoon limited edition, only 6,000 pieces made. Reference number SRPB09. I won't bore you too much about doing an unboxing because I did do an unboxing in my previous video, so check that out. I'll leave a link below so you can see a little bit more about the packaging. But today I want to talk a little bit more about the history of the Seiko Samurai before I go into specifications and details. You know, this Seiko is a reissue diver's watch. The original Seiko Samurai was produced for a limited time between 2004 and 2008. And although it retailed, you know, I'm assuming it retailed about £300–400 back then in the UK, I noticed on the used market to buy the first generation Seiko Samurai, you would need to spend around about £1,500, about $2,000 plus, you know, to get the first generation, to my surprise. So they really have increased in value, and due to popular demand, I can see why Seiko did do the reissue. Now, although it is a reissue of the original Seiko Samurai, there are a lot of differences. The original Seiko Samurai was 42mm, and this one is in diameter 43.5, and the original one didn't have any crown protectors. This one does, and there is manual wind hacking and stuff like that on this one. It does have a different caliber movement, the 4R35 self-winding hacking, and it's got around about a 41-hour power reserve, which is reasonably, you know, I know a lot of the Seiko fans wanted to have the newer movement that you find in your Seiko subs, which they find it a little bit more premium with, you know, I think it's around about 50-hour plus power reserve. But, you know, I'm not that unhappy with this movement. If you look at a Achieve the Black Bay, guys, with an ETA, you know, the original before it went in-house, it's got around about 40-hour power reserve, just like this Seiko Samurai. But this movement is a very robust, solid movement, and it really does suit and complement this watch. But to be honest with you guys, what really drew me into this watch is aesthetically the dial and the bezel. I love the way it plays with the light, and you can't really see it very well here, but it is very, very cool, guys. It makes a great summer watch, I have to say. It's so cool in design. Now let's get a nice closer look at the watch, and wow, look at that dial. It just hypnotizes me, and sorry about the glare today, guys. It's the only room in my house where I get decent lighting. The only thing is I've got spotlights here, and it does add a little bit more glare to the watch. So don't be alarmed. You don't normally get this kind of glare, you know, in natural sunlight. But I just wanted to demonstrate the beauty of this dial. And I love the dark blue and sort of turquoise, light blue bezel. It's very cool indeed. You can see on the dial, you've got the Prospex logo, automatic, divers 200 meters water resistant. So this is another legitimate diver's watch, and it really does suit its purpose very well. Like I said, the original Samurai didn't have any crown guards. This one does. It is a screw down crown. It is manual wind and hacking, unlike the original. It's got a 41-hour power reserve. I know all the Seiko fans wanted the, you could call the higher end, you know, movement that you get in your Seiko Psalms, and it's got a longer hour power reserve. But I think the movement actually suits this particular model. It's robust, it's proven. You know, the newer Seiko movements are still yet to prove themselves. And, you know, there is manual wind and hacking, which is great. So it's big improvement. You know, 41-hour power reserve is good enough for me, guys, I have to say. I have to say, in terms of the watch itself, I love that distinctive lines. It's unlike any other Seiko watch that I've seen in the past. You know, I've come across the Seiko Turtle. I could have gone for the Seiko Turtle Blue Lagoon. I went for this particular Seiko Blue Lagoon, the Samurai, because although it's a fairly large watch, it does wear a lot smaller than the actual diameter size suggests. So if you see it on my wrist, guys, quickly for you guys, yeah, because of the distinctive shape of the sharp lugs, the way they go down, it just wraps around your wrist very well, I have to say, and I love it, guys. It looks so cool. But anyway, let's have a look at the back of the watch. Let's try and focus in for you guys so you can get a better view. As you can see, you've got the famous tsunami wave, Karagawa wave, as they like to call it in Japanese, and you can see it's limited edition. It's got the Prospex logo there at the bottom. Very cool indeed. The bracelet, you know, it's some nice brush steel finishing. Not bad at all. I have to say, I was impressed with the bracelet, because I always tend to be disappointed with the bracelets from Seiko. But with this model, it is a massive improvement on previous generation Seikos, I have to say. So obviously Seiko are listening to their target market, and so you don't really necessarily want to change, you know, the bracelet or your strap every time you buy a Seiko watch. You know, you're really just paying for the case of the watch, you know what I mean? But on this occasion, I was very happy. It has got a diver's extension as well. The finishing of the watch is good. It's not too bad at all. You've got like a high-end finish polish there, and then it's brushed there. I love that look. You know, it's very, you know, I guess it like samurai armor on the side case. You know, the depth is 13.5 millimeters as well, and they've brushed it, and it is consistent with the case and the bracelet as well, which is very good indeed, I have to say. The bezel is good. It sounds very good. The only problem with it, guys, is that the only way you can actually move the bezel, for me anyway, is holding it at 12 and 6 o'clock here. Because if you try and turn it here, the crown's in the way and it's very difficult. But overall, you know, the bezel is very good, a lot better than my Seiko XKX and other Seiko dive watches that I've handled in the past. The only hate I've got is that you have to, the only way you can rotate it is holding it here, which is nothing major, but you know, I would prefer just to be able to grip it anywhere on the watch. But it's just because of the way it's been designed, you know, from lug to lug here, the bracelet is 22 millimeters, so you can put your NATO straps or put a leather strap on there, whatever you want to do. and it should be quite easily. There are drilled holes as well in the case, which is very good, which should make changing the metal bracelet quite easily, I would say. So, but you know, it is very sharp, so I'm not sure how the leather will look on this watch. I might have to just try it out and see how it looks. I wouldn't mind getting like a dark leather alligator leather strap. Would look very cool on this watch, or a NATO, you know, strap to complement the dial and the bezel. But overall, guys, I have to say it's a very, very solid watch. Because it is limited edition, I can see it increasing in value like the original Seiko Samurai. You can never be 100% sure on these things, but you know, looking at the prices of the Seiko, the original Seiko Samurai, I can only guess, you know, even from recent prices have increased to around about 550, 750 pounds in the UK, you know, when originally I could have picked these up for around about 400 to 450 pounds. But overall, I have to say, it's another great watch from Seiko. Very well executed. And at this price range, and slightly a little bit more exclusive than the other Seikos, I would say, it does get the thumbs up, the highly recommended DeeTimeLove watch recommendation. And I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. And take care. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys soon.